Good morning to everyone. I know we're starting early, but I did not want you to miss this sun before it started coming out and just blind us with all of its rays. I wanted you to have a look at it behind the cloud as it was coming up. So we did start a couple of minutes early, but don't mind. We're going to have a long video today, our vlog, so it doesn't bother. Everybody will get a chance to view everything. Now today we're not letting anything stop us. Nothing at all is going to worry us today. We're going to have a fantastic morning. I'm starting in sargassum water, so that will tell you that I am not letting anything hold me back today. We are at Rescue Beach, and this is in Silver Sands, and this is in Christchurch, and obviously we're in Barbados, the place that we all call paradise home or heaven. I call it all three of those depending on the mood I'm in and who I'm talking to, but it's a beautiful, beautiful spot. As you see, put on your sargassum filters on top of your darker makers that you brought with you, because this is what we're going to be encountering. A little bit of this today. It's not that much fresh stuff, but there is a little float where I am swimming right now, or hemi swimming, where I'm cooling down, because it's a beautiful, beautiful morning here in the rock. Absolutely gorgeous. I parked up by Silver Rock, and I walked down here, and I spoke to quite a few of the fishermen on the way. Told them I'm going to be passing there shortly, so I want them to give the biggest shout out possible. And they all said fine. I don't know if anybody new will come when we get there, but we'll see how that goes. And we're going to start with our serenity prayer this morning as we watch this beautiful sun rising right here on the rock. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. What a beautiful morning. Just look at that sun. Now, you know, it is so strange. We were out on the northern cliffs yesterday, and we were looking way out in the ocean at a rising sun. Today we're on the southeastern section of the island, and here's the sun. Now, you know, that is how how locations can look so different depending on where you are on this island. Because based on where we were yesterday, you wouldn't imagine that you would see the sun so beautiful and brilliant here this morning. But look at that beautiful, beautiful sun and the golden trail that's run its way to it. All right, we're going to start off this morning. As I said, we are in some sargassum water. I don't mind. Nothing is going to stop me from bringing you the absolute best that I can bring you today. We are experiencing a low tide, or a low tide was just a few minutes ago. So we're going to be getting a fairly good low tide. I decided to wait for the peak low tide tomorrow to do where I want to go. And today was sort of like an anniversary of when we last did here. I should say month anniversary. It was 3 months ago that we did this location. 3 months ago to the day itself. So I thought it would be a perfect place to come. And I also thought if we reverse the direction that we'd be seeing something new, which we will be. But remember, I did warn you about your darker makers, so I hope you have them with you today. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful walk. You can drive to where we are. There are two ways in here. There's one that comes from Atlantic Shores that comes next, well, there are actually three roads. One that comes from Atlantic Shores by that house there that's on the cliff. There's one a little further in on the pasture. And then you can come from the old Silver Sands resort side, which is just along this pasture. Depending on the time of year and the kind of rain we've had, it can be makeable in the car, but there's some very deep holes in it if you do have a lot of rain, because a lot of guys come through off-road vehicles. But just look at that stunning scenery. Before I move from here, we're going to do something nice and silent this morning. Are you ready? Let's do this. My goodness, just look at that. Is that not just spectacular? I'll tell you the truth though, sea grape trees are so pretty. It's just a shame they bear those horrible tasting fruit. Anyhow, we're going to move on again this morning. You know I don't stir with a cuckoo stick, I stir with a big oar. So I know for sure later on in the day that I'm going to take some static for that. But I don't mind. That's all the love. That's the love that we're going to share together as we do every day. Very popular area along this cliff here for a lot of residents and especially fishermen. Lots of PVC tubing along this cliff. And this is also a perfect left when there's a south swell breaking that comes in off of that point, well outside of that point, and works its way right into this beach. However, this is a shelf reef. It is very low, very fast, and very hollow. So it's unpredictable as well. It can get a lot of closing out if you don't get it at the right time. So you're gonna have to select your day well if you're coming surfing here. Beautiful conditions. Quality surfers on board. Today's report, flat, F-L-A-T-T-T. So I don't know how the east coast is. I know the south is completely flat. Gauge it from the outside reef. It usually picks up when there's an east swell. I would think if the east is anything, it'd be very, very small today. Maybe perfect conditions because the wind's off the southeast for sure. Just lovely. Surfers Bay Cafe just in front of us. We get to that in a few minutes time. But as you can see, the walk here is comfortable. I did it this morning, beach shoes. I haven't had any issues really. It's not, it's the upper side like around Silver Rock going up to Surfers Point, where it's really, really dread when it comes to coral. But right now here is very manageable, not a problem. Hey, we have some friends coming to say good morning to EMC. Good morning, guys. How are you all going? Good morning. Good there. Happy Bajan dogs, man. Just saying good morning. Good there. Too sweet. And up here is very rustic. I know there are quite a few people on here that love this section, especially Miss Bellamy. I know if you're on this morning, you must be in your glee. I know this is one of your favorite spots. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This place hosts some full moon picnics and stuff. I've mentioned that before, but I will still say it again. I don't know how consistent they are with it now because of the COVID, but I know before they used to host full moon parties up here. And they have a lot of young aspiring bands, especially reggae bands, up here as well on occasions. So you could just give them a call and check out what their schedules are. If you're on the island or if you're coming to the island, you could just chat with them online. Lovely, rustic, beautiful, natural area. Nothing looks out of place here. Even the bar is constructed with a style that suits windsurfing and beach facilities. Just beautiful. Lots of accommodations up here if you want to rent Airbnb. A lot of them are along this cliff area here. You can chat with your agent, or if anything, you can always send me a message if you are interested in staying in this area. I will forward you some information on some of these spots here. I'll come and get it if necessary for you. May not be done the same day, but I will surely put it into my schedule and make sure and get that information if you are interested. Just beautiful. Now last time we came up here, we didn't have this low tide, so we're able to see a lot more of the reef and stuff than we were last time. But you will notice a very sharp coral on the edges. That's not where we're walking today. We're walking on a well-worn route that's very smooth and comfortable, as I had mentioned. Up here is real style, original style. I don't think much has changed. Good morning, everyone. Yep, we have some guests that are staying up here and some people that actually reside here year-round as well. But what I like about up here is very natural. It is as it always was, really. I mean, besides a couple of new homes being built, it has remained the same way. The atmosphere, the culture, everything is Silver Sands style. This is one of the places, I would say one of the places I was raised for sure. I would say in my 20s, from early 20s right through into my early 30s, I was here 7 days a week. And that's not an exaggeration. I used to have my job so well timed that when I left work at 2 o'clock, imagine I had a job that was 8 to 2, 5 days a week. So I used to do enough surfing and enough beach time. But it was perfect for me. Silver Sands had its own group of guys in those days at the resort. We used to call them the Silver Sands posse, and that was not posse as in with badges on, or not posse as in a violent group. It's just a real nice group of beach guys. And we actually formed some beach volleyball teams and stuff that did very well here in the local circuit at one stage of the game. Beautiful. Lots of vantage points here. You will see all little benches set up all over the place for people to enjoy their day. We didn't even see this beach last time when we were here because of the high tide. That is just something that happens at low tide, basically. As you see, there is a build-up of sand, but the high tide would definitely stop you from utilizing that as a beach. Just gorgeous out here this morning. Some people come here to meditate, as you can see. Some just come here and sit in amazement at the natural beauty of this area. What a stunning, stunning location. You will see a couple of older homes here that need some repairs and stuff. That has been like that for a long time, actually. Just a couple behind here. This foundation has been here for many, many years. I'm not sure what they're doing with that. And you can see the building behind definitely needs to be taken down at some stage of the game. That's been like that for many, many years. I love the walk along here. It is cut through bush and stuff. It's just beautiful. Morning! Yep, so as you can see, someone is enjoying the morning sunrise as well. Basking in the rays. Stunning. Alright, lots of Airbnb as I mentioned. The facilities below that we passed a few minutes ago, I spoke to a couple that were on the veranda. And then in the back here, numerous buildings that you can rent rooms from. Silver Sands was at one time the hot spot on the island when it came to around January and February windsurfing time. All of the Airbnbs up here were set up mainly in that time designed for the windsurfers, because we used to get an invasion of international windsurfers here as we had an international event. And this all of Silver Sands was packed with windsurfers and some surfers as well. But around that time of the year, January and February, you couldn't get a room up here, not even in a room in a house nearby. Now I call this a walk of beauty. So I'm going to do it quietly for you, let you enjoy the whistling frogs who have decided that it's still not morning time yet. Enjoy this beautiful walk. I'm going to do it slowly for you. It's not a 360, but it's a walk of beauty. Here we go. Now, I really don't understand. I just saw a stick in the video just now. I do not know why. I did a check up here earlier on. It was perfect. Good morning, sir. This is the world I'm bringing to you. How are you going, right? And your name is? Rennie? Randy. Okay, Randy. Well, I already see people coming on here saying good morning to you, Randy. Thank you very much, man. Have a great day, my friend. We have another beautiful doggy dog. Hello, how are you going? Would you like to come and speak to the EMC this morning and say hello to everybody? Good morning. How are you going? Good there. You know, they say dogs know a good person, so I guess I am an okay person, because everywhere I go, dogs seem to speak to me. Whether sometimes they sound ferocious, I know they're just saying good morning to me, because I just know how dogs are. I live around them too many years now. Just lovely out here. So you see the guys do set up here, and they're ready for pretty much the whole day. A couple of them have, I say, an incense stick there as well. I don't know if it's because of mosquitoes and sandflies and stuff. Maybe that keeps them away, very possibly. Let's give you an idea of the properties up here. This is a rental property as well, if you're interested. They have many homes in this area that are rentals. I'll show you them as we're going by, just to show you what facilities are here. You can see all the private tanning areas and stuff when they're ready with mattresses and things. Maybe they're not fully open right now, or maybe there's no one here at the moment. But look at the grounds, isn't that beautiful? Hello, how are you going? Our friend is still following us. You can't follow us all up the road. You'll get lost. Just beautiful. Last time we came up here, rough. Got caught by a breaking wave that was coming around the point here. Imagine that, a surfer getting caught by a set wave. And you know that happens to the best of us for sure. But today, beautiful, beautiful conditions. Sun is absolutely glowing. Beautiful morning. The breeze up here right now, as fresh as you could possibly imagine. Sea spray, very light bits of sea spray that are coming through. I'm feeling a little bit on my skin, but I can smell it in the air and I can taste it. It is just lovely. This side of the island is amazing. Right between here and Silver Rock is a different world entirely. You stay on the south coast, you think you've seen it all, you come up here and spend a couple of hours just relaxing and chilling out on these beaches and in this area, and you will think you're in a different island completely. That is for sure. You know, the strange thing is about closed hotels. This is the southernmost point of the island where the hotel is located. Closed, abandoned, left to just drop apart. The northern tip, the most northern tip of the island, North Point Beach Resort, closed, abandoned, and left to drop apart. Now, I don't know if that indicates anything really, but all I can say is that this and North Point are gold mines. And if there's anyone that wants to invest in this country and invest in something a little different, please contact me, because I have some ideas I am sure will make it a very viable venture for you for sure. When I first started to surf Silver Sands, there were no buildings here at all. this was all grass pasture. And that was when I think around 17 is when I really started to surf here a lot. And we used to drive down a cart road, where this road is coming down here, to where we are right now. We used to park on the pasture and stay here for the entire day. This was no development out here whatsoever. These coconut trees were not here at that time either. The resort was only the main resort, which runs behind this one here, that runs sort of like from the south to north. And then it had a main reception area which runs from east to west. The above section I was showing a little while was not in existence at that time either. They were all expansions due to the influx of all of the windsurfers and the very high occupancy rate up here through season. Just beautiful. You will see the different colors of sargassum. I know you have on your filters, but if you could just remove them for a second, you will see we have the light sargassum, which is the fresh float, and we see all the old decaying and breaking down for sargassum, which is higher up. A lot of that has been covered under the sands that are coming in now, because as we had talked about it before, this is the time that the south and the west pick up their sand, because the south coast is usually, this is the calmest time really for the south coast, unless there's a big swell passing, and the west coast as well, because the west coast sees like November to February and into maybe March with swells. South coast really starts to pick up the swell from the lapping north swells being pushed by a high pressure system. They usually laps in, and that's usually from around January, February, March. You get little swells, but March, April, south coast cranks, so all the sand will shift around that time a lot. Cliffs down here, very small, very low, but as you can see, they're full form coral formations. They're not as we saw over the north yesterday. Definitely real coral out here for sure. This cliff has taken a pounding over the years. Perfect beach break right where we're standing now. Mainly it's a right, and this place here in the years gone by when the swells were really cranking, which they don't really do anymore as they used to, not as consistently and certainly not as big. This place used to break boards every day. It looks so calm and peaceful and placid, but no, this place is deadly when it has a swell. Not as much now as it used to, but before, you see really, really deadly out here. And the outer reef just goes off in one line. We talked about that before. Golden rays. We always talk about them, and we always say that is the sign of a new day. A new day for us to be different, even be better than we were yesterday if we possibly can be. Sometimes that is a challenge to do, especially when you're under a lot of stress, mentally or physically. It is a very, very difficult thing to do, but we're going to try and do that today anyhow. We're going to say our serenity prayer when needed, and one thing for sure is we will not let today get us down. We're going to go in today with positiveness, and we're going to have a wonderful day. Look at the beauty that we're seeing. Don't mind it's an old rundown resort. It is beautiful out here. Absolutely beautiful. I'll give you a 360 a little further up. When we get a little closer up to the actual end of this beach. Just lovely. I love a morning with clouds because we have the natural filtration of the cloud, and we're able to look almost directly into the sun without being blinded, and we're able to see all around without that reflection or that glare affecting us. It is just beautiful. This is the kind of morning that I adore. I know it's beautiful to get a full clear sky, blue sky with the sun rising, but to me the character is when you have the clouds, and that is like, you know, pretty much everything in life. I don't think a clear, free life without any challenges really brings any excitement, because then when you never ever experience the downs. You must have downs to enjoy the times where you're up and happy. So that is just a thing that I like about the morning. Alright, let me walk through here a little bit with you what used to go on. Original structure behind, as you will see. There's also one, as I mentioned, below, more in the inland section. But I'll just give you a visual picture, and those that were here before would know exactly what I'm talking about. In the years gone by, I'm talking about in the 80s, maybe into the early 90s, this place here would have had thatched beach umbrellas all along here with the coconut tops, all through this section here. It would have been full of long chairs, etc. Just up there, you see the deck start to form. There were two jacuzzis there between those three coconut trees you're seeing. One on either side of the main coconut tree in the center. And on the inside, I can actually take a little walk closer up there and show you it. They had two pools. One was for children, one was for adults. And the children's pool was also used as a water volleyball pool as well. And that was played quite often here. Remember, the mostly people that stayed here were very fit and very active. So when there was no wind or there were no waves, this place would turn into a hum of activity. The jacuzzis were just right here on the deck now where we are. Don't see where they are. They must have covered the holes up, but they were directly in front of us here. And then that was the children's pool, and then you walked over into the adult pool behind. Restaurant, the main restaurant directly in front of us now. Reception was in that main area behind. Mr. Impact, if you're on, I watched you here so many times in that beach bar. So many years I've watched him play here. I actually watched everybody play here. And we used to have a bandstand. It's still, you can see the foundation of it just right here. That's also where they played as well. You used to have quite a few small bands used to play on that bandstand area. And then it turned into the ultimate turning point for everyone. They had a little hut over it as well, a top on it. So a lot of people used to come here. Beautiful. Now none of this growth you're seeing on the beach, little beach section here was here. This was all pristine conditions. And they had to put up a railing at one time just to sort of like, draw the barrier, because they had a lot of guys here who used to cause some problems at one time as well. They then taped, sort of like calmed down, because we started to find activities for them like beach volleyball and stuff. So the guys then got a lot calmer and a lot more comfortable out here. And they actually started to interact with the hotel. The hotel actually sponsored the beach volleyball competition at one time. We got that sponsorship for them. It was amazing. Beautiful conditions. Now all this growth, this was not here. You used to be able to see out of that bar all along the beach. None of this growth was here whatsoever, only coconut trees. But on the inside growth itself, but not this front growth here. This was a clear walkway that was done. They did a boardwalk from the bar to the new block and what was the windsurfing shop, which I'll show you in a couple of minutes time. Beautiful conditions out here though. Wow. I know. Look at the beach, got sargassum on it. I really don't care about that anymore. That to me is like the wind and like the sun. It's going to happen. I've come to accept that, and I've come to live with that. I look beyond that and find the beauty now for sure. But look at the birds on the beach just having a wonderful time. I'll tell you, it's a healthy beach. You know what? I know that here is not probably the ideal spot to go for a little dip, but we're going to go and take a little dip right here because it doesn't look that terrible right now. The winds this morning when I first came here were still. There was no wind blowing whatsoever. However, as the morning has awoken, the winds are picking up for sure. It looks as though it's going to get a little bit stronger today, definitely. Now this shore break here can hammer you, so I'm going to take my time on it and time it well. I've seen so many people get rolled up in this shore break in the past. Many people, but always surfers help. So that's the thing, nobody ever was really in risk because everybody was willing to help them. That's just the nature and the culture of up here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna do a little 360 for you here, not to stay out in this water too long because there are a few little swells coming in with the higher tide. So here we go. We don't spend too much time in the sea here because I said there are a couple of little rogue swells coming through and I don't really want to get cleaned up out here today. That's for sure. One right here coming in behind me, so just bear with me a minute. Oh, yes, that's a good one. Alright, I can't really explain in words what this place was like. All I can tell you is that if you've ever found the perfect resort in your life or ever seen it, even if you've seen it on a movie or in a cinema, this was what here was like. Although the sea conditions were not the best for swimming at most times, just the atmosphere and the feeling up here was incredible. Priceless. Especially when the windsurfers came as well too, because they brought their own culture with them. We had some local windsurfers here, but when you're talking about a couple of hundred windsurfers from the area and in the Airbnbs and in all these facilities here, it just brought a buzz to the beach, and the beach was alive and happy and full of energy, energy packed. Alright, that boardwalk was built when they constructed the windsurfing shop, which I'll show you in a couple of seconds, and that was the newest block of rooms to be added to this resort, and they were just added just a couple of years before they actually closed, unfortunately. I don't know what happened to this resort because it used to always have people. I can't remember ever coming here and not seeing quite a few people. It was also used for in-transit guests who were like overnighting here to join flights the next day and stuff, or for missed flights, so it was always busy. I'm not too sure exactly what went on there. But this was all along here where people sitting and watching windsurfing, cameras all set up on the higher elevations. It was an international hub at one time for windsurfing for sure. Still very popular, but certainly doesn't have the kind of numbers that it used to have in those days. They used to have scaffolding that was set up halfway between the outer cliff here and the reef itself, a water scaffolding. That's where the judges used to have their entire setup. It was international flavor. It wasn't a makeshift anything. It was top class windsurfing competitions. I don't know what the signal is going to be like directly below this cliff here. So, morning, sir. So I'm not sure if we will lose it. As I said, we've had some funny signals over the last couple of weeks. I've actually got in contact with a person I know at Flow, and I've notified them of the situation. I haven't told them exactly where it is, but hopefully they will get back in contact with me. I told them the general area, and hopefully they will get back in contact with me, because it's important to get full coverage of the island, not just for Flow, but for us, because we like to go everywhere. I wish I could get it all the cliffs and everything, that we can do every little hidden area, because that would be amazing. There's so much beauty. If you all think we've seen it all, no. When they do the high resolutions for you, you're going to see a lot more. All right, we got to do a little climb here, so you got to forgive me, because I'm going to be putting my hands all over the place and taking my time going up. Now, this used to be the windsurfing shop. I knew all the guys here personally. I could call from my workplace, ask them how the swells were, and get all the information. So Brooka and all the other men, this is your home. You all remember this very well. Just beautiful. Even the boardwalk's gone, because that boardwalk used to run right across the here. Good morning, my darling. Stay safe in all that weather, please. Alright, we're going to hear some dogs in a couple of minutes, because the house above here does have a couple of vicious dogs. So they're going to speak to us as well. You know, they just want to say good morning to us, so don't worry about it. I'm safe, I hope. Jeez. Yep. We're going to go right around this morning. Now, we haven't done Silver Rock along with her before, but we have a little time this morning. I said I want to extend it a little bit. The beach shoes have worked extremely well. I must say, I will buy another pair of these here tomorrow for sure. Good morning, how are you going? You want to say good morning to the EMC crew? Good morning. How are you going? Yep. So you see, these are all my friends. They may not sound so because they're barking at you, not at me. They're wagging their tail at me and barking at you. So that's how it is. My story, I'm sticking with it. Beautiful, beautiful area. Now, all this resort up here, this is all the resort here. They have parking facilities here as well as below. You actually felt as though you were in two different locations, because this was set up, as I said, newer, and it was away from the main structure itself. So it felt like two different properties entirely. Any of you from Silver Sands, thank you for welcoming us today. You can hear the wind in the casuarina trees, and you can hear all the birds. I'll let you listen to that for a second. I love the sound of wind coming through casuarinas. It's just a settling, calming sound. Something like the ocean almost. Now, we did mention about Airbnb, but when up here was a hive of activity. It didn't stop only by where we've been walking. All of the homes to the land side of the sea here, well, behind the resort, to the north of the resort itself, all had additional apartments and stuff built onto them. It was so incredibly busy up here, as I said. You know, you could not find accommodations anywhere in this section of the island when there were winds, which is around the Easter time when the windsurfing used to go on. Just beautiful. All right, they have a facility up here, NCC. They have a Wi-Fi as well, so if you want to come and spend the day on the beach, or just want to come and spend the day in the little park up here, you will have Wi-Fi available up here, free Wi-Fi. They have a little children's park and stuff here. As you can appreciate, we haven't really had these kind of activities for a while, so a lot of the little, like swings and stuff are in disrepair, and that is understandable. I mean, they haven't had anything going on here for a long time, over a year for sure. Very popular picnic spot, turning out to the sunlight a little bit. Up here is very, very popular. This is just one of the other ones, like something like the River Bay. People come here to get away from it all, just to experience something very different. As you can see, it is extremely different from most of the other areas that you'll find in the South Coast. Very, very unique, I would say. All right, I'm going to take you right back out onto the cliff. Don't think we've gone away from the sea and staying away from the sea. We're going back out and we're going to do Silver Rock Beach today. We're going to do the entire beach up to the big rock itself. But we're going to work our way back. We cannot come across the cliff, unfortunately, in front of the home anymore. It's on the seaside. At one time, you could walk around there. We were in surfboards and your full set of equipment. It was really, really much broader. And the beach up here was huge, much, much bigger than it is right now. But we've had, as everybody knows, we've had lots of sea erosion on the island. And that applies to all the coast, not just the west or anywhere else, to the entire coastline of the island as it's been suffering. Now, along in front of where we are, where you're seeing this bush, was a line of casuarina trees. They have all gone over the years because of the erosion. This entire front section is slipped off. I'll show you some other ones that are suffering in a minute. Now, you don't just have to picnic on the front section. You can come up here and picnic as well if you would like. So, beautiful scenery from here. If you're on the island, I would recommend taking a drive right to where this white car is and parking for a little bit, sitting down and just enjoying the beauty of it. Especially on a windy day where you'll have some kite surfers out and some foil surfers out, and then you can sit down here and just watch them in action for the whole day. Alright, now right along here were casuarina trees, and right through. You can see the stumps around the place. You know, this beach was way out, way out. Not only by the water side, but here. This entire dune that we're walking on right now was massive. It wasn't slanted off as we were able to walk down there, or as you see there now, much bigger and much steeper. A lot of wind up here. Don't know how it's going to affect the gimbal, but we're going to try and see what happens. If we have to do a manual override, we will take off the autopilot. None of these routes are exposed. You know, all here you could actually come in front of these trees and sit on a good mound of sand. So that will give you an indication of how much sand has gone from here over the time. This was a massive beach. But you can see the kind of erosion that's taken place up here. I think it's a beautiful spot to do a silent 360. Don't worry, we'll do another one later on. Right, here we go. Angie, my darling, the beach is missing you. I see you online, so I know this is one of your favorite spots again. It's missing you. I can hear it call your name. Hold a second, hold on. Can you hear it? Angela. Yeah, there you go. Told you I wasn't imagining it. Alright, looking right along here now, that is a huge rock at Silver Rock. That's where the Silver Rock section ends, and as you can see, we've done all those cliffs, as you know before. They're definitely 4x4. You won't mess with them in a pair of shoes or anything, because it will just basically cut them apart, shred them out for you. Up here is looking calm today, but this is not how up here normally is. There's no way I could have walked in the sea at Silver Sands under normal conditions with the gimbal and the phone. And that today is just because it's summer. Summertime, as I had mentioned to you earlier on, is one of the calmer times for the South Coast. You can find out here like a lake, especially when you have a very light breeze or no breeze at all. I see there are some predictions later in the week for extremely light breezes, so looking forward to that, taking you to some areas to let you really see how beautiful it gets. This place originally had no beach facility. As you would have seen the NCC, that is, I can only say maybe 10 years or so, approximately. Again, I'm not very good with time. Only real like anniversaries and stuff I remember. But in those days, there was no beach facility there at all. It was just a small little car park everybody used to drive into and hang out. There was always a picnic spot though. Directly above is the Silver Rock Hotel. I am not sure what is happening with that. I do not know if it's open. I do not think it's open. But that was the first big hotel in this area. It didn't, you know what you say again, windsurfers all the time. That was filled with them. And for people who want to get away from it all and experience something completely different. Yes, gimbal is actually a real word, correct, it is. Look at the rays coming across here, isn't that gorgeous? I don't know about what you all are experiencing. I know what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing a slice of heaven right here. This is where I call home, the beach. It doesn't matter to me where in the island I am, I'm at home. Now I have a home beach, and I have the most beautiful beach in the world, but this is home for me. As long as it's got sand and it's got sea, I was raised on this. And this is where my soul and my spirit excels and just amps itself right up. All I need to do is get to the beach and I'm pretty much good. I guess everybody on here is very similar to that, you know. These guys are going out to do some fishing offshore. They won't be going out for very long. As you see, they don't have any freezer facilities, so rough conditions going around the point. You will see all the fishermen. I don't know if you can make it out in the resolution that we have here, but there are a lot of fishermen up on the point itself, up at Surfers Point. You can see a couple of them out there. Maybe Chris is out there and some of the other guys as well. And just to show you a little more about this area. These homes are pretty new, but this windsurf shop, this is the shop known as the Action Shop. The windsurfing giant or the water guru man, Brian Talma. Very good friend of mine. If you're ever in this area and you want to truly experience something 100% different to anywhere else on the island, please come up here and take a little bit of his culture in. He does a lot of finger painting, very in sync with everything around him, especially nature. He's on the same journey as me, but on a different path. That's all, but the same journey. Just beautiful. Now I like to tease you all a little bit, so I'm going to take you somewhere up here that we can say our farewells, but I want to take you up somewhere that I know that's fine for me to go. This is Brian's Lookout, and it's somewhere that I love to go every time I come to this beach. I can't really say that recently in the last year that I've come to this beach without actually going into this lookout point, because to me it's a beautiful spot. Good area to sit down and reflect and give thanks for everything that I have. This is a normal water soak away. It cleans itself basically with heavy rains. And if we get the large swells that come in, seawater will go in there and stuff. So that will all clean itself. It's just self-cleaning. But as you'll see in the distance there, we have this is an unusual tree in Barbados. It's the only tree in the world that I've ever seen that actually blooms windsurf boards. So there you go. A windsurf tree. Just a nice place. Very different. You can just come here, you can look around and see how different this place is. So different. Everywhere has its characters, but Barbados, I tell you, you can just go a mile and feel as though you're in a different world, especially on the coastline, because it differs so much. Okay, see, Ryan has the top section roped off, so it's probably because he needs to get some repairs and stuff done. So we're not going to venture up onto that, but we certainly can go back down the beach. We can say our farewells from there. Just lovely place. Now this place was the real windsurf action spot, because up here is where most of the guys will push off this beach section. So you can find at certain times of the year, before COVID obviously, and probably, well not probably, well after the COVID, you'll find this full beach here with windsurf sails and kites, kite boards, every kind of device that's used with the wind and surfing. Everything is up here. All of the newest equipment is being used up here. A lot of the international guys on the circuit will come here just for a cool down and relaxation. because Barbados not only offers the beach and incredible windsurfing, but it offers everything you can imagine. The best of partying if you want to party, the most relaxing place in the world if you just want to relax. Whatever you want, this island has it. And anybody that's returning to this island or is on here that's been here before will know that everything I'm saying there is gospel. There's no lie about that. This island is a miracle. It's a slice of heaven, and there's no question that Barbados has blessed us. That God has blessed Barbados with everything possible when it comes to beauty and serenity. So everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful day. We've had a good long walk again. We have never done the combination of this beach along with the beach before down to Rescue Bay, and we have done in different directions. So you've been able to see shadows removed from areas that you would have seen shadows before. You've been able to have views of areas that we would only have seen little glimpses of in the past. And that's the beautiful thing about actually reversing the direction as well, because everything looks completely different. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot. I'm going to take you to somewhere up here and see if I can get to it, because I really would like to share this with you. Haven't shared it before in a live video. I know that when we did up here in the past, a couple of times we didn't have the gimbal. So right now it's a lot smoother and a lot more enjoyable, not only for you to watch, but for me to be able to spin my hand all around and watch where I'm walking and still be able to show you everything without taking my focus off of the safety element of it. I really don't want to come here and not show you this, so just bear with me a couple of minutes. I will keep quiet for a second, let you enjoy the sea, the sounds of the sea, and enjoy the views that we're taking in. Here we go. I remember when I first started these vlogs, 8 minutes to 10 minutes were a long, long vlog. I remember that clearly. I remember I used to come to like Silver Rock Beach and stand up at Silver Rock Beach, talk about it, and then leave. But you know, my angel, man, she and her innovative thoughts. She's the one who told me about do walking tours, Nick. People love tours and they're gonna love to walk with you. I actually wasn't even sure if it was gonna work properly, but through her continuous, support and love and kindness, I have grown and grown and grown. With God's help, I've been able to actually produce something that I think is remarkable. All right. All right, folks, we can do a little climbing. So you'll be scanning all around while I do some climbing. I was looking for the easiest way up. I haven't been up here for a couple of months, and I think we should be able to do it still though. Here we go. I really wish I had on my mountain boots, but I don't mind, we'll do it with these here on, just to make sure we're safe. That's the important part. Don't worry, the weight's going to be worth it. I can assure you of that. And you will be able to say that you were at the rock, at Silver Rock today, in Barbados. There we go. You want to see coastline beauty? That's coastline beauty. Different, but look at it. Not the very steep and high cliffs that we've seen in the past, but just natural, beautiful Barbados. And get ready, folks. Catch your breath. This is why I had to bring you up on top of this rock. Don't mind, it was a little bit of a climb. Got me a little winded, but we did it safely. And I want to show you this. So here we go. This is the best of Barbados. This is peace, serenity, beauty, just nature at its absolute best. The air out here is pure. The breaths that I can take for you are just amazing. What a beautiful place it is up here, and what a lovely time it has been spending with you all this morning. I thank you all for being here, not only for being on the live video, but for anybody that watches them and anyone that you know, does a little check-in later on in the day just to say, I'm here and I'm alive and all's well. You know, for anyone that just even passes through and watches a quick video and tells a friend about it, I thank you all. Thank you all for your love and care and everything that you do for me every day. And what I can do for you is I can treat you to these scenes while you're not here. And even if you are here, you can enjoy this scenery with me. So we're going to do a 360 and we're going to enjoy this here. And it'll be our last silent 360 for the day. So here we go. The only thing that I would like to personally ask you all today is to take this piece forward with you as you all go into whatever your day may bring. No matter how challenging times get, you can run back home or pick up your phone and take a little look at one of the vlogs on there. And I can assure you that if you take a look at one of the vlogs, it will lift you out of the condition you're in or out of the stress that you're under. Because Barbados is beautiful, and anyone that's been here has memories of somewhere on this island, and we've covered the entire island. So you'll be able to find where you have your special memories that you can escape to. Even if you can't do it physically, you can do it mentally. And spiritually, you will find your spirit wherever you go in these vlogs. Remember, the light that you shine is not relevant. The light that you follow, my apologies, is not relevant to me. The relevant thing is that you follow your light and believe, because it is the belief that you have is what is going to carry you through the tough times. And the belief that you have is what will make your life a pleasant one. Have a great day, everyone. And remember, don't let challenging times get you down. You all pray. Just like me, I'm having some challenges over the last few days. Today I feel as though I've had a rebirth. And that's because I was able to sit down and reflect yesterday. And also because I was able to walk this path today. This path that God has chosen for us. The room that He calls Silver Sands. Have a great day, everyone. Love you all.